Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 7/14/2025. Well, I haven't done a video in 2 weeks, and I haven't had coffee in 2 weeks. They probably have some correlation. I got a white hat. Actually, it's a gray hat. I thought it was a white hat when I ordered it, but it came in gray. So I can make gray work. I really wanted white. So I need to go back and now get a white hat. So then I'll have a black, a gray, and a white. And then I need a brown, and I think I'll have all my bases covered for my little look I got going on. I like it for golf. It keeps my hair out of my... I do have a bald spot on my top of my head. And one thing I get self-conscious about, and I do need a haircut. This is going to have to happen. But one thing I get self-conscious about is when I put my head down that, I'm just like, blah. Because when I remember the first time I saw, I didn't actually realize that I was balding. This has been several years ago, but the first time I saw it was me seeing myself on video holding one of my babies singing to it, and I was like bobbing my head back and forth, and I saw it with a light right on top of it, and I had never, because it was in a spot where I really don't see, and it was really alarming. I'm like, what is that? And so I am a little self-conscious about it. The funny thing is it never really got much worse than that. I mean, I can wear my hair. You can obviously see it if I... Anyways, that's where we're at. I am doing a video because I have some people that have been watching me, and I want to make sure that they know that I'm okay. And I ain't gonna lie, though, it's been really the saddest time of my life that I can remember. Really, I've had some sad times. I mean, there were more sad times than these. I've been in a comfortable position, but just sad, and very lonely. I felt very lonely, but so I didn't really want to do a ton of videos. I just don't want to put that on camera. That's not part of what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to struggle through, and doing these help with that sometimes, because it's good to get things off your chest. But at the same time, I think it's important to really go into center and focus on yourself on occasion. And that's what I've been doing. And part of that has coincided with me quitting drinking coffee, which is a lot. It's getting tougher now, actually. But I'm committed to it. I've already went through this kind of thing before with quitting smoking and drinking and a couple other things that I've done to help my life. And it's not as substantial as those things, I don't think, but the more I go forward, the more I realize that I was very dependent on the coffee, and I think that's what's helped also. And then I told a coworker, this was supposed to be a short video. I was going to come in and get it and get out, but that's not going to happen. I had a coworker that I talked to recently, and one of the things I said was, when you are going through sometimes people that have procrastination and struggle with laziness, if you want to call it that, and depression, just ineptitude of doing things that they need to do, functioning in their life that they walk past. It's not funny. But when people get into those modes, and I'm one that does, one thing I have found that you can do is quit doing something to kickstart yourself. If there's something that you're doing that's bad, just pick something and focus on quitting that. That way, if you're being lazy, at least you can say, yeah, I haven't done anything for the last 3 days, but I also haven't drank a cup of coffee. So that's one way you can kind of help yourself through and improve yourself. That's a little trick for you. For those people that don't like to do stuff out there, pick something. And then at the end of it, especially if you have people that are in your life, you can be like, hey, but I haven't drank any coffee. You said you wanted me to quit drinking coffee. I have 2 days off in a row, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to play golf. I'm going to do some yoga, and I'm going to write. I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to ground, and I'm going to cleanse. All of those things are important, and I want to sing. Just need to tidy up. I don't need an audience to sing. One of the things that's made me sad is part of where my outlet to sing, it's not been great. I've had better situations where I've been able to sing, and it's getting ready. The one outlet I did have is kind of getting shut down. So I don't need an audience, though, is what I've really thought about. As long as I can enjoy singing the songs, I can sing by myself and get a lot of pleasure out of it, especially if I start to see and feel like I'm doing a good job with the song. So I'm going to focus on that. And then sometimes while I'm sad, it does seem like the universe is like work, if you want to call it that. That's what I used to call it. I really don't identify with that anymore, but it's a good generalized term that kind of hits what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it seems like the universe is working against me, and all I want to do is just so like my outlet for singing, it's just, it seems like things are working against me being able to sing in environments I've tried to go to, and it's weird. And there's other things like at work, I'm in just this weird flow where I'm just not, we're not getting a lot. I don't want to get into like my personal life, but it's a weird rut where, and it just seems like it's a rut on top of a rut on top of a rut, and it's just weird. And I'm trying to like keep moving forward. It's like being the guy that puts the raincoat on and keeps walking, waiting for it to stop raining, and it just seems like every time it starts to be like you can, it's fuck again. And it just doesn't seem like you ever get to the point where you you get to where you just enjoy it and make the best of it. And then instead of maybe getting ahead in times when it does stop raining, you actually start to just try to enjoy life instead, because you're really not progressing towards that thing that you wanted to progress towards. So it can be counterproductive too. I don't know where I went with all that. These are thought cycles. That's one thing I've really tried to, there's one thing I want to go back to on my, I try to read these that I write as well. That's one thing I miss. So when I stopped doing the videos, I also stopped doing, I did do writings for about 6 or 7 of them, but I've not been doing it for 14 days. So, and really the last 5 or 6, I've stopped writing. So the one thing that this does do is it makes me write. And maybe that'll turn into something eventually. I got this freaking, I'm frustrated, a little frustrated. The F-bomb's been dropping recently. I'm just gonna come clean. I have 2 litter boxes in this room here, and both of them were not to the point of neglect, but to the point of these need to be done. Like if your boss came in and said, what's going on here, you'd be a little ashamed, because there was, but I cleaned them out, but they still have the pee, because the pee gets underneath, so it stinks in here. And I've decided whether or not I wanted to redo the video or not, or just start it over or plow through. And then the other issue is there are 4 or 5 flies running around in here, and they keep flying in front of here. And I've been really irritated with flies recently. Not just here, but not really yet here. This is a pretty new development, actually, probably because of my litter boxes being a little over full. But so I have to take on personal responsibility. This is a train wreck. But it's not that bad. It's not a big deal. I'm not trying to over amplify. Then you feel like you're like, listen, you're like the alcoholic going, listen, I'm not trying. So listen, it's in better shape. I just need to do it and fix it. Now I got to decide whether I want to continue with the video, and I do, because I don't really care that much. It's not that big of a deal. If child services came in here, I don't even have any kids. So, thought cycles. I do have children, they're just not with me. So that's part of what I carry a lot when I'm doing these videos, and one of those things I have to deal with. These thought cycles is what I wanted to talk about, is getting yourself into the right frame of mind, because we all can take ourselves, we all have things, I'm sure. But what I was saying is that thought cycles are basically spells. You're casting spells on your life in your current moment by using memories or bad patterns that are easily free willable to change. You can free will and change and go a different direction whenever you're ready to. You have a choice basically in every situation. So I make changes no one sees until the change is made. That's one thing I wanted to finish with. I kind of like that about the Tao Te Ching. It's more of a slow rate. That's what I wanted to do too, is recenter on the Tao Te Ching. It's really important for me to go back to that beginner's mind idea and what started me on my journey in the first place. And Lao Tzu is really my favorite kind of personality that I try to look at and identify with. Socrates is a very close second. I really enjoy Socrates, so I think I'm going to look into some Socrates today. This is stupid. They say that this is going to be wacky, but they say that these freaking bugs have their spirits, are like monitoring spirits. And I don't know if I buy all that, but when they're flying by, right, when you're saying stuff, you're like, what's that thing doing? So I really want to get rid of them. So that's my new thing. Cleansing is really important, and I've been doing a really good job with that. There's only 3 or 4 of these things in here, and I'm going to take care of them because it's irritating. One thing that's funny is Sassy, my cat. I have 2 cats, and Sassy, this is all over the place. Sassy likes to chase him down, though, and that's kind of fun to watch because she doesn't get that much entertainment. Bodhi doesn't really have much movement. Bodhi's a larger cat, and I fear that she's actually getting more chubby. She's very content with life, is what I found. Bodhi's something I need to look into, actually. There's a lot of, I'm sure, writings of Bodhi. But Lao Tzu's probably my favorite. I want to recenter on the Tao Te Ching. Socrates is a very close second. I love Jesus. I've been exposed to so much Jesus in my life, but it's just like Elvis. It's like, I don't know that I love Elvis as much. So Elvis's voice is beautiful, especially in his early stuff. Like everybody. But, and then the Beatles. I've been having discussions about Beatles recently. This is a great video, guys. So anyways, so I think those things is where the Lao Tzu, Socrates, Jesus, Buddha, just going back and sipping on some of their lecture or whatever you want to call it, their teachings that's been left to us, and finding it, revisiting it is important to do, because you revisit with the mind you are now, and try to keep that as a beginner's mind. But Hinduism is one place where I know that if I really want to keep moving forward, I need to investigate Hinduism. And astrology and alchemy, I am just peripheral on it, and I need to try to, I'm struggling with what do I do? Like, I feel like I'm at a point where I need collaboration. I need people to help me. Like, if I could be in a school or if I could be a mentor and just learn as we go, just some kind of like collaboration. Sometimes the student teaches a teacher. I've come off as far as I can, like, I feel like I've come as far as I can go, but I haven't. I can keep moving forward. I do feel like I'm starving for resonance. That's why I do these videos sometimes too, because it's such a struggle to find people that I actually truly resonate with. Sometimes I bump into people, there's like that stranger's wink, the smile, the nudge, and the handshake. But I really do have to reflect back often, because I am so much alone, on why I am alone. and why I continue to struggle so much to find people and to make income just to make my life work. But then I just want to quit pouting because I don't like to pout. And I'm in the best shape of my life. It's incredible, honestly. Even though all of the struggle is happening in my personal life, it's because I quit drinking coffee. That was the next boost for me, is to quit drinking coffee. I need to start hitting the ball solid in golf. That's what I want to do. And I'm very excited about that. That is starting to percolate up in me, that this golf thing can really actually happen. What I have found is just paying attention to your body is making such a big impact. I'm pretty excited about it and the balance that I'm going to have. So I want to start hitting the golf shots. And if I start doing that, I'm going to do it more often and I'm going to hit it better and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's one way I can express. There was a time in my life that I loved the game of golf more than anything on this earth. Like, I had a true passion for golf. I really enjoyed, I don't remember it verbatim, but I had a moment with my father where he saw the giddiness of me. I think I'd played like 72 holes, probably like 3 days in a row. I was in a stretch there where I started to feel like I could get really good at golf, and I was playing the same golf course, my father's golf course, over and over again. So you learn a golf course when you play it that much, especially when you're in the prime of your hitting shape. And I was 21, 22 years old and played really good golf for a stretch there and enjoyed it. And he saw it in me and he was like, "Boy, you really just love this game, don't you?" My body's ready though, and I'm ready. So I've seen enough to know I can play again. I've seen enough. I know. And now that I know my body, I feel pretty comfortable. I'm getting through some things. There's one right here. There's a couple places, but I just think if I keep stretching it and working it, the repetition of the movement will help strengthen so that the strain doesn't happen. Is my goal. And I'm kind of learning. I feel like your internal health is wealth, and it's not for everlasting life. It's for eternal happiness. That's my poetic moment. Time does not exist. Money is not real, but love. When I rebooted my New Day to Start again, this third time that I've done it, it was in Eros. I really wanted to focus. This is the current one that I've been on. I wanted to center on Eros and Socrates and understanding what love is. In the darkest of times, it's very important to remember that everything like sometimes in very stressful moments, you almost have to let go because you can't control it. And everything that you've done up until that point needs to have been done well. So I was talking to a friend about they were bringing up the grain of sand thing, that the grain of sand has importance, even though it's not doing anything. It's off somewhere where it's not doing anything. There could be a moment where that grain of sand comes into play, and if it's doing its job, it will do its job in the moment. And so you don't know what might happen, what you might be called to do moving forward. So if you focus on doing your best, what can you do in your moments when you're alone? So I think what you do when no one is looking is the most important thing. The actions that you take that you don't reveal to other people is the most important, or that people don't, that just happen in happenstance of life. Your moments where you shine, but nobody sees you shine, I think, is the moments, negatively and positively. So It's good to build good capital, I think. It's good to do things just that nobody sees, fixing the gate, and nobody knows who fixed it, but it got fixed. I think it's just things that really help you in your life. And amidst all the bad things, it's kind of like when you just quit drinking coffee. So I've let my litter boxes get a little overrun in the last 10, 12 days, and I should have replaced them, but I haven't had coffee in that same amount of time frame. So now I just have to do it and fix it and get rid of these stupid bugs. And I've still gone this far without drinking coffee, so I'm better for it. But I should have done that. It is what it is. I guess I wanted to get this video out because there are, like I said, some fans that watch me. I wanted to make sure that they knew that I was all right. And I am doing really well, actually. It's just that analogy of me with the raincoat is really very true. It seems very true, and it's not that bad. Is what you end up. And what will happen is you'll go into a whole moment of life where you may never see rain again, and you'll remember back at it kind of vaguely. I can say again today with confidence, after all of my struggles that I've been through, I'm the strongest that I've ever been in my life right now. Like right now, mind, body, soul, I'm the strongest I've ever been, and I've been pretty strong. I've had some really great moments. So, I mean, I'm just going to try to enjoy. Why would I not? And that's where I'm at, and just hope everything works out the way it should. It's got to start to reflect in other ways. And it's just impossible for it not to. So that's what I think. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just have faith and follow the Tao. And I'm going to really focus on the Tao Te Ching today. I'm going to definitely listen to it for an hour at least. I'm not sure which version, but I'm going to listen to a version of the Tao Te Ching. I need to do that. I've neglected that. And that's a big base for me. So sometimes swinging back to that really helps. I got to quit looking for resonance. I got to quit looking for it. Because when you're searching for things, you're not paying attention to what you're doing. You're looking for stuff. You either find it or don't. That's what I think it is. So right now I'm in a moment where I should try to just make some momentum happen, right? Make magic happen, manifest. That's what you got to do. Hope everybody has a great day today. Do great. Be great. Be grateful. It ain't that bad out there. I don't even pay attention to that TRUMP guy. I don't even have any idea what's going on. So I hope everybody else isn't following it too bad. I've seen deflection, and I actually like seeing some pullback from it. So was I going to end this video? Should I even get into that? I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right. Where's the date? I do want to round this out because it's sloppy. 7/14/2025. It's July 14th, 2025. I don't know where you are, but I am in Indiana, and we are in America, and it is a weird time. It feels like somebody I was watching that I resonate with on TV. So I have some people that I resonate with from media, but it's just YouTube, and I know that I'm getting algorithmed. So when I see stuff, I'm like, they're just feeding me. Because I know that when you're using it, you're really just at the mercy. You're giving your intent whenever you use these devices, even me. So, but he was talking about how there is this collectivism that's happening, and I just feel like it's true that people are sifting through the bullshit, and it seems like it's only just a matter of time before more people are able to understand that it is just a very big, massive manipulation. And really, we have to turn it off. I think we have to turn off and then turn it back on, because you have to use it, I think. But you have to use it in a very, only certain people maybe should use it. I don't really know. I know that we need to use our archetypal nature more. But these devices, this is impulse and awareness. That's what these are. And it really removes you from being grounded. And grounded is where you really need to be. It does not matter. Like almost all of the stuff that we see on this doesn't matter. And it really adds stress that would not even be if you didn't engage. And that's the reality. I think that's so important for the grains of sand. All right, I think that's how I'm going to end it. The grains of sand. We're all grains of sand. Have a great day. Do great. Be great. Be grateful.